Hello, my name is Gabriel. How you doing today? Uh, I'm out making tracks, dishing resumes and the like to some of the local businesses in walking distance of where I live. So I figured it might be a good time to try and cover some more of the smaller topics that I have on Eve Echoes. Um, this first video for the afternoon, I'm going to talk about regional delivery tips. Um, I think I made a video about regional delivery earlier in the week. It's a really good service because it's instantaneous and it's dirt cheap. You can move millions of cubic meters of whatever the hell you want for usually less than 100,000 ISK at a pop. More often than not, you're looking at price ranges in the 6,000, 10,000 tops range, which for goods that cost a few 100,000 a piece, 500,000 in the case of ventures, $1 million to build, but they move quick at around 350,000. They sell consistently, or at least they used to. I haven't tried in a minute, around 500,000. And if you're paying, 5,000 ISK, you get 100 to a station, to an ITC. That's a whole lot cheaper than investing the time and the ISK resources in a Teyra or some other ship hauler. And you can combine the regional delivery system with the interstellar delivery system. So there's two buttons in any low sec or high sec station. One is request delivery and one is regional delivery. And you can access the regional, you can access these from your general inventory, right? All your personal goods. So for example, earlier today, before I was getting ready, eating breakfast and all that, I started consolidating a lot of my mining operations goods to Orion, because I'm going to get back into building once I go alpha again, and kind of hit it hard. So across 5 or 6 different locations throughout Minmatar space, I basically just scrolled through, looked for tritanium or pyrite that I wanted delivered, and I would do a regional delivery to the ITC in that system, which is usually the top of the list. It's sorted for ITC first. And then from the ITC, I would do request delivery to send it to the Freelands ITC in Istedard. Now, request delivery usually takes time. It's really fast out of JITA, as I suspect there's a lot of folks who post up with cheap transports and basically treat JITA as fake Uber. So if you're ordering, materials, it's really easy to have a consistent delivery operation going. To that extent, you can place orders below market value, above the lowest bid available. So look for items that you genuinely want. I like destroyers because they're the backbone of any navy, or at least they should be. If you want to simulate real life, if you want to mirror actual operational strategy, and military buffs are going to laugh at the combination of those two terms, but what I mean by operational strategy is operations that tend towards the strategic level, not necessarily operations built towards tactical engagement and fun, which that should kind of be the point for a lot of planning. It seems silly to plan around a game, but I happen to like planning. Funny thing about, well, anyway, I'm rambling. Main thing you want to look for is the use of the regional delivery system to either consolidate or disseminate resources. So for example, let's say being an Omega, you get a lot of buy and sell orders and you want to put them to use. Well, once you hit low sec, say out of the Ginger Coast or Skarken, you can disseminate goods by using the regional delivery system to move them to the local ITC. In the case of Skarken, that would be Istedard. Oh, hey, we got a hawk. Little kite. I don't know if you can see it. Very cool. One of the things I love about Denver is a lot of really cool birds out here. Anyway. Where was I? Regional delivery system. Yeah. Deliver to the ITC. From the ITC, you disseminate using request delivery. If it's really cheap goods like tritanium, it'll move eventually, but it won't cost you nearly as much. Now, if you want to like really get into the nitty gritty, what you can do is set up customs bases at the entry points and exit points between regions. That way, you don't have to spend a dime other than the regional delivery fees to get things staged for crossing those boundaries, right? Think of them as like warehouses at the borders for states if you're in America. But you could create networks of logistic engagement, which is fun in its own right, because like you can build stockpiles along those. For mining operations, it's really easy to build up a whole bunch of like piles of stuff. Just consolidating tritanium, for example, I pulled like 12 million, which like for rorquals, they're like, oh, that's cute. But for like a solo operation, like an individual, that's pretty dang good. Like, more cool birds. A lot. But yeah, regional delivery in combination with the request delivery system is how you can move goods between any high sec and low sec, like it's almost instantaneously, and for a fraction of the cost of an actual transport ship. I'm talking like barely, well, two factors removed, like super cheap. I don't know how else to express it other than to pull up the math, but math is for defenders. Anyway, I think that'll do for the first video. I'm coming up on the first batch of warehouses that I'm going to start slinging apps at. We'll see how it goes. I hope you have a good day. Bye.